So here we are. This is Carlos and Bill on the left versus Britt and Joe on the right. So it looks like it's probably game one. All right, Bill puts the ball back into play. Bill from Sheboygan, Carlos from Minnesota. All right, here's Bill set up down the middle. And he knows these guys on the right. That's a team that they play against each other all the time. Britt and Joe are locals out there too in Sheboygan. Ooh, look at that angle. My dad would be so proud of that, you guys. I love angles, and my dad, I cursed him for doing them sometimes, but I loved when he scored them. So I like to see him this weekend, as many as I can. I'm trying to shoot that shot as hard as I can, just crush that thing, and see how cool I can get it. But my dad loved that shot. All right, Carlos buries a pull side there to tie things up at 2 in this first game. Just getting underway here at the Wisconsin State Championships. It's a comfortable setup just like it was last year, the same floor plan and everything. I think you'll always have a place to sit here, and there's always somewhere comfortable to spectate. So that's the extra things that we've wanted to add to our state championships. And another thing I can promise you here at Wisconsin is all of these tables are level, folks. We're not just going to set them out there and hope for the best. That's no way to operate. You're going to come here and you're going to have level tables. The floor is a little uneven, so that's something we struggle with sometimes. But they are all level. I personally leveled every table here. All right, here, this is Carlos. Another look at Carlos, his snake shot, and he has a pretty good one. He went out to that push side there. Britt went just a little bit too far. 3-3 here in game one. 4-3 here in game one. I think that was a 5-bar shot from Joe. Carlos looking for the drive-by. All right, here's Bill setting up center dot bank series. Almost taken away by Joe. Yeah, Britt and Joe got the wicked cool Mad Apple jerseys, courtesy of 3D Foos, J Teal. Those things look slick. The blue Matrix. I love his Matrix jerseys. The green one's my favorite, but the blue's super cool too. All right, here's Bill again. Yeah, Carlos Shimmin out of Minneapolis. And Britt pounds this one off the far wall and takes that first game. All right, game 2 underway here. Carlos puts the ball into play. Tries to bounce pass there, comes back to him. Carlos is a really talented player. He's been coming to Wisconsin for a few years now, maybe even more than a few, and he just keeps getting better every year. I really like his snake shot. All right, here's Britt. Knocked back into the goal here by Carlos. Britt and Joe got that first game. So this is one Carlos and Bill have to have. And Britt gets credit for another one here. 1-1 here in game 2. All right, here's Bill set up. Set up for his push. He looks like he likes to set up in all these different places. Loses that one back into the goal here. Carlos with the stick-up pass. I think Carlos has a really good grip on his 5-bar. Looks kind of like the Tom Yor grip, and he just used the Tom Yor stick-up. Fast pull side out, and Britt raced him out there. Block back into the goal. 2-2 here in the second game. Hey, Marty, you hear me out there? Sound check, you guys. If anybody can post anything, if you guys can hear me out there, hit me with anything to let me know, please. Pull kick attempt by Britt comes back to her. There's a pull kick attempt by Bill. Comes back to him. Looking at the banks. Yeah, this is kind of a clever spot to operate from. If you can hit those banks, there's a couple of neat passes you can do from there. It's a good spot. I like the different setup spots. I like to be organized too a good percentage of the time. But if you're a master at all these different spots, and he clobbered that big bank there that time, you guys. If you can manage all those spots and you know how they all work, you can use them. James Castillo comes to mind. Robert Mares comes to mind. They go to these different spots. They all have. He has different spots. Eric Hiltner, they have different spots that they'll work from, and really keep you off balance and use it well that way. I like that. I personally just set up for the pull most of the time and use all my options off of that. And then Bill gets credit for another one. That one off the near wall. So Carlos and Bill having a strong game too. And this is what you need after you just lose one, right? I mean, there's no coming back if you lose both games. You're going to the losers bracket. All right, thanks, Marty. All right, Bill setting up center dot now. And he has his banks dialed in. So that was a big game from Carlos's goalie, Bill. Got credit for at least 3 of them, right? Maybe 4. Tournament room starting to fill up. Should be a good one. Should be the same size as last year. Last year we had 220. I'm guessing the same thing. A lot of new faces. People say foosball is tanking around the country. I tell you, it's not here. We are growing in Wisconsin. Our locals are huge. Sheboygan's local is huge. Appleton's local, huge. Milwaukee is good. Madison's good. Like, we have some great spots. All right, this is Joe. Tic-tacs through the lane there. Looks like Tony Spreedeman setting up a pull kick here. Tries to go down the middle. Taken away by Bill. Bill coming off that monster game. And that's what you might do if you think you can do anything like Superman. You might try and bank it with that 3-bar. It's nothing I've ever tried before. A little risky. But Bill gets it up the table, and then Carlos pounds the middle. So 1 point for the team on the left. Good start for them. They're putting together a little run here. I teamed up the guys on the left, Bill and Carlos. Evens it up there. Block back into the goal. That's why you got to keep shooting your square shots, too. You can't just shoot bank shots. Otherwise, people will dial onto you. And you even that out with your square shots. All right, timeout here by Britt, the Mad Apple team. All right, Britt puts the ball into play. And drills one. Spray middle. 2-1 for the team on the right. That's pretty cool to do out of a timeout, I have to say. Carlos through the lane. Chance to tie it up here. Tries to go out to that push side. Didn't toss it all the way out there. Then tried a quick one. Lands on Joe's 3-row. So Britt doing her part back there. All right, here's another look at Bill. And Carlos defends one back into the goal, picks up a hot one, sends it home. All right, here's Joe tic-tacking along the far wall. Wall check, angles it in. 3-2 for the Sheboygan team. And Carlos sticks that lane through and goes straight to even it up at 3. All right, here's Joe again. Pivotal point. You got to take what you learned and use it here. Ball comes to Carlos, and his 5's been good, but he loses this one. Bill looking for a spot to set up. Tries to go straight there. Sends it up the table to Carlos. Carlos looking at a push shot. Carlos rushed that one. And lands on Joe's 3-bar. All right, here's Carlos. Putting it back into play. Back against the wall for the team on the left. Floats that one through the lane. Looking at a push shot. Cut back on him. Up, spin. So that the team on the right can take it on their 5-bar. You can take it on the 5 or wherever it was when the infraction happened, you know, or wherever it lands. Joe loses it back, leaving a window for Carlos to tie it up here. Try to go out to that long hole, cut back on him. And Joe tracks this one down. A chance to close out the match. Pull kick set up. Try to go down the middle with a push kick. Blocked and taken away by Bill. And that'll do it, folks. Joe and Britt moving on. Carlos and Bill going the long way.